Well, my friends, it appears that I owe the Nvidia community a massive apology. And yeah, there's no better way to do that than to just say, hey, I apologize about the content that I've made regarding the Nvidia GPUs, the Nvidia colors, the Nvidia DLSS, all of that. I do. I absolutely apologize. These are essentially rookie mistakes that, you know, obviously probably shouldn't happen, but unfortunately they have. And I take full responsibility for that because I should have got in there and did more research. I should have did more research. I should have really looked into what I was buying and set it up correctly and do all that. So here's the thing, guys. Let's talk about this for a minute. But first, you know, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to apologize, and we're going to tell you exactly what happened. So, when you buy an Nvidia GPU, for the most part, it doesn't do this on my monitor, and that's why I've always said, you know, like, yeah, man, the 1440p looks great. You know, even in the other videos, I was like, yeah, the 1440p looks great. But on a 4K set, for some reason, it doesn't select 10-bit color. It didn't select 10-bit color, doesn't put it into full color. Like, default settings are basically not good enough. I mean, they're not there. So you have to go in. Let me just show you guys this screen real quick. Let me see if I can get it over here, and gosh, kind of try to make it less blurry for you. Let's get you over here. So you have to go into here. It's in the change resolution settings. This might be a little bit blurry, but you have to make sure this 10-bit color is on. Right now I've got it in the RGB range. This here is for the for my TV and stuff. You know, this is for my monitor, 165 hertz. This here is obviously for the 4K OLED. We're set at 4K 120, highest bit, full dynamic range. There are multiple spots on the control panel that deal with some of this kind of stuff. Now, there's another place in here. You literally have to go into adjust video color settings. That there will let you select dynamic range from limited to full, adjust video image settings, you know, like stuff like that. There's just so many different settings in here, and it can get quite confusing, my friends. But yeah, I put it on 10-bit. I got on the TV, I unhooked my capture card from the HDMI line, so it's going straight to the PC, straight to the TV, because that was another problem. The capture card was actually locking me to 1440p at 144 hertz, but it was still allowing me to do DLSR, so I was able to still run at 4K. That's why I was getting 4K image on my TV, but you guys were getting crappy recorded footage at 1440p. And that sucked, man. Like, my intention was never to deceive you. But you know, I've got a full-time job. I got a family. I mean, there's plenty of excuses, okay? I'm not a professional. I've never claimed to be a tech expert or any of that stuff. I'm a consumer just like you. And so when I get in here and I find these things, you know, and it's like, I don't have time to sit and watch hundreds of YouTube videos to learn how to set up a graphics card. And, you know, to AMD's credit, you get into AMD and it's literally automatic, dude. It just happens, all this stuff. It's like, boom, it detects your stuff and it sets everything up. I think there's a lot more moving parts in the AMD Adrenalin software. It just makes the user experience significantly easier right out of the box. It's so much easier to just get in there and set things up. But yeah, guys, there's zero difference in the colors. I mean, maybe there still is a little bit or whatever. You know, you probably can adjust the colors or whatever, but out of box settings, turning on the 10-bit literally fixed the colors, and in turn, that also fixed DLSS, because you remember how I was always talking about the detail being stripped out of DLSS. Well, if you don't have a full color gamut, and you're missing color detail, it absolutely strips out detail. But now, with the full color gamut and 10-bit and all of that, I get that detail back. So I don't know, man. I've leveled a lot of criticism towards Nvidia. Some of it deserved, some of it not, obviously. And, you know, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? That's the question, okay? Where do we go from this point? Because I'm not just gonna all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run out and buy a 4090. No, I'm not gonna do that. I really do like and appreciate AMD. So I guess going forward, things should be a lot more less bias or whatever, you know, because I mean, obviously if I'm playing on PC on my Nvidia system and I'm getting the same colors, I'm able to utilize DLSS. It looks better now because it's not just stripping out the detail and over sharpening it. It's actually making it look very, very good. So I'm a little bit torn, man. I'm a little bit torn. I absolutely love AMD and I think it is absolutely incredible, and it really did save my PC gaming. Like if it wasn't for AMD, I probably would have went back to consoles a long time ago, because it just was too, it was just not giving me that experience that I thought I should have. So, you know, I'm grateful to AMD for making PC gaming incredible for me. Like I've absolutely enjoyed the last 20 months of PC gaming, and I can't believe it took almost 3 years to figure this out, And, you know, having 2 PCs and having a very, very standoffish community when it comes to this stuff, you know. I got in here and I looked through all these settings and stuff, and I never freaking once noticed the 10-bit color. Like I've noticed it over there in freaking like Windows settings, but I don't think it was doing anything, because I would set it and then, you know, I'm looking, you know, in this right here, and I'm looking at the resolution and stuff because I'm trying to figure out like why the capture card or why my footage was like messed up, because it doesn't make sense. I literally record footage from the PS5 Pro using the capture card right through Streamlabs, and it always comes out incredible on that. So why is it that I'm getting, you know, terrible footage from this? Essentially, if I lock it, I can use the capture card to still capture footage, but I have to lock it at 60 frames a second, which isn't a bad thing. I could just lock the footage and capture that way. But yeah, guys, that kind of threw me off. That really was starting to make me mad, because I'm like, I'm going through this and and like when you get some on like the AMD card and it's just absolutely blowing your freaking mind, makes it hard to care about the other guy, dude. It really does. It makes it hard to care about the Nvidia experience, and even more so going out of there to like figure it out. You know what I mean? Like you're in your mind, you're like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm selecting this, and I'm moving this over, and I'm doing this, and then you come to find out that none of that shit ever mattered, because you weren't doing it in the right place. And so, yeah, dude, this is extremely freaking frustrating that this happened and this went on so long. So yeah, that's obviously an Nvidia problem. They need to fix that. They absolutely need to fix this, because I have people in the comment section in the community that have bought AMD cards, and they absolutely see the same thing I do. And now I know why. And you know, once you get in there and you fix this setting on your Nvidia GPU, you should have a like for like experience. I just sat here playing Horizon, guys. And I'm kind of mad at myself. I'm kind of mad at myself for the way I've treated people that have vehemently disagreed with me. And I mean, we've gotten pretty standoffish on this, and you know, here I am like, you are crazy, and you guys are looking at me like I am crazy, and like we shouldn't have a community like that. Like that shouldn't be the community. I think Nvidia needs to fix this. I do. I think they need to make this significantly easier and more, like they need to make this stuff, they need to have literally default settings that like flip all this shit on, because seriously, looking at DLSS without 10-bit color is atrocious. Like it's terrible. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm like, really? It sucks all the life out of my visuals, and it gets rid of my 3D pop and everything. Like all of that is back now, literally by turning on 10-bit. That's crazy. It's crazy how much detail and how much image that one stupid setting can absolutely change. So yeah, guys, where do we go from here? Seriously, like this is crazy. Like there's no reason to troll Nvidia no more. I mean, obviously we could talk about like the prices of GPUs and stuff like that, but why? What's the point, man? I literally watched all them 5070 Ti reviews today, and I was like, damn, that sounds like a good card. If you can get it for $749, well, shit, if you can buy that card for $1,000, you're still getting a good deal. You're getting 4080 super power. $1,000, man. That's not bad power. That's incredible. That's immaculate power. If 5070 can beat 4070 super, maybe touch like 4070 Ti, $600, that's good power. That's a good GPU. I mean, wow. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here when it comes to the PC stuff. To be completely honest with you guys, I'm not as like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I kind of do feel like people overhype DLSS. They overhype the Nvidia experience to the point where it's getting ridiculously expensive. I feel like people don't give AMD enough credit for what they actually do, because literally if it wasn't for AMD, I probably would have quit PC gaming. I probably would have quit, or at least it would have taken a huge back seat for a long time until I figured all this stuff out and it started producing right. I mean, maybe had I not been impatient and just moved over, or just got to the bottom of it sooner, maybe we wouldn't even have had half the content that I've made. Maybe we wouldn't even never got into AMD on this channel. But things happen for a reason, man. Things happen for a reason, and this is such an amazing freaking learning experience that we can all learn from. That fanboys literally make everything worse. They do. My blind fanboy whatever, or shilling for Nvidia or AMD, you know, it potentially makes things worse. It makes people feel worse. It makes people feel bad. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned going forward, you just have to pick whatever GPU you can afford. Seriously, I think they're literally both the same. I think that the one advantage of ray tracing that Nvidia has is not good enough. It's not a good enough reason. At least right now, at this point in time, it's not a good enough reason to justify the expense over what you can get for AMD. It's just not. And then when you look at other factors like DLSS or upscaling or whatever, simply buy the GPU and use it within its means, and you shouldn't have to even worry about that. Like an upscaler should never be a selling point for a GPU. You should be buying where your price range is, and you should be trying to always get the best overall power, performance, and hardware that you can get for that money. Software, I don't know if I can. I mean, that should always be like a second thing, at least for me. I prefer large amounts of VRAM. I prefer a lot more power. So AMD will probably, as long as they always have that performance to price ratio up against Nvidia, I think I would always probably choose that. But I'm not necessarily interested in having like the ultimate best PC whatever. Like I'm not. Like I never have been. I think I've been pretty firm that like the most I want to spend for a GPU is like $1,000. I really don't want to go higher than that. I don't feel like I should have to, just because I know that I'm going to be upgrading so often that I'm not going to get my money's worth out of that experience within the 2 years. So yeah, guys, I do apologize for the content that I've made. And yeah, I do apologize, and I do hope that things will get better. Because I don't know. Like, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. And I mean, as you can tell, like this is a video that I didn't ever want to have to make, but I have to, because it's like I have to be honest about the experience. And yeah, that really sucks, man. That really sucks. It was that stupid, that simple. But I mean, like literally nobody knows this stuff, and it's not like these things come with a damn instruction manual. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.